tonight on New Central 34.
See what one Central Michigan professor has to say about the transition of university presidents.
And see what challenges area community colleges may be facing. All this and more coming up on New Central.
Live from Mount Pleasant Zone, this is New Central 34 at 5.
Good evening and welcome to New Central 34. I'm Mary Klink.
And I'm Randy Oja. New CMU President George Ross will take over on March 1st. To make the process easier, he has put together a transition team. New Central 34 sat down with co-chair Phil Squatritro to explain what will happen.
President Ross, when he accepted the position, created a plan to have a formal transition, and this transition is going to be headed by a main transition team, which consists of some senior administrators, some staff that report directly to him, some trustees, members of the screening committee from the presidential search, and Interim President Wilbur and I were asked to chair this committee. The main goal of the committee is to have a successful transition of his presidency into CMU.
Specifically, the transition team will look for ways to allow the CMU community and Dr. Ross to get to know each other. It'll also look into what concerns CMU may have for the new president. They hope to find the best forms for communication and give Dr. Ross a better idea of what CMU is expecting of him.
Governor Granholm is proposing expanding sales tax to services, but those opposed have another idea, cutting taxes across the board. Democratic House Speaker Andy Dillon is working on a cuts-only budget to fill the budget gap. Granholm says an all-cuts budget would negatively affect all government services, especially education. The governor says she does not believe there are enough votes in the state legislature to support a cuts-only budget. According to the Morning Sun, a former radioactive site in Bethany Township is scheduled to clean up beginning in April. The lot, which was originally used by Michigan Chemical Company as a dumping ground for toxic materials, has remained vacant since 2003. After the plant went out of business, there was not enough funding to pay for a cleanup of the entire site. Utah-based Energy Solutions has been put in charge of the $2 million cleanup process. Upon completion of the project, there will be no restrictions on the land's usage. Consumers Energy customers have been targeted by a group of con artists. All across the state, customers have been receiving misleading calls from people posing as Consumers Energy workers. The callers have been asked for credit card information so they can enroll the victim in a non-existent discount program. Representatives of the Jackson-based company say no such program exists and that it is against their policy to call customers asking for personal information. Anyone receiving the calls should hang up and contact the police or Consumers Energy.
In just over a month, the United States Census will be released, and volunteers across the city are coming together to ensure that all Mount Pleasant citizens are counted. Beginning next week, members of the city's Count Committee will go door-to-door delivering census information to all residents and students. An accurate census count will help the city earn funding for projects such as road improvements and the development of emergency services. If you're interested in volunteering, call 989-779-5301. Michigan's community colleges want state lawmakers to leave them alone. MIRS News reports community colleges officials speaking before a state Senate committee Thursday said proposed reforms make it difficult for them to negotiate other efficiencies and program changes. Northwestern Community College President Tim Nelson told the Senate Appropriations Community College Subcommittee that the recent proposal kills our ability to innovate. Northern Central Michigan President Cameron Burnett-Cock said that somewhat disheartening and damages lawmakers to intervene in colleges' management issues.
Thanks for watching New Central 34. I'm Mary Klink.
And I'm Randy Oja. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.